Another woke one out there, by the way, who we're in support of. Francesca Hong for governor in Wisconsin. She is now the front runner. This was last year, obviously,
it's so
but
stressful to get
Mamdanis are growing on trees.
by these days, and I know a lot about
Why is the
stress.
sun
I work in
trending?
restaurants. I started in this kitchen 15 years ago. And you might recognize what's across the street. A lot of people in that building don't get why it's so hard to get by right now. Working hard doesn't mean you can always keep up. One wrong step can lay you out flat. This is by design. I'm State Representative Francesca Hong. I'm a service worker, community organizer, and a mom. I work for a living. Always have, still do. 5 years ago, my community sent me to the Capitol. The system is rigged. I'm running for governor.
We love her. We love her. Oh, dude. I'm beyond excited for this shit, dude. Democratic socialism.
Major shakeup.
Guys, like, we're actually just winning.
Closely watched Democratic gubernatorial race in Wisconsin, where
Mandela Barnes dropped out, so we have the front runner.
Barnes, the state's former lieutenant governor, just announced he is suspending his campaign ahead of the August 11th primary. The move comes as new polling shows 37.
No!
7-year-old
Guys, this is huge.
state representative and Democratic Socialist candidate Francesca Hong surging to the top of a crowded primary field over more establishment candidates. Joining me now is Francesca Hong, and we are very pleased that you made time for us today. And obviously, with this big change in the race you're competing in, I want to start with that. Your opponent, Mandela Barnes, is dropping out. What is your reaction, and are you seeking his endorsement?
The Barnes campaign has run a progressive movement-centered campaign, and our deepest respects to his campaign team. And we look forward to continuing our grassroots organizing forward campaign.
And are you going to seek his endorsement?
At this time, I am undecided.
Okay. Let's move to the issue that is on the minds of many people. And we hear a lot about labels, and we hear a lot about the progressive energy in the Democratic Party in a number of races. And some polls are saying that while you're surging in the primary, there may be some information when you look at other surveys about that label, Democratic Socialist.
It's a good label. One in three Democrats consider themselves a Democrat socialist.
Your name and your vision, that could be a problem for you. So what would you say to voters in Wisconsin, a state that sometimes votes Republican, sometimes votes more to the left? How are you going to address that?
We have built a statewide coalition with voters in every corner of Wisconsin, independents, moderates, Republicans, Democrats, who are with us on the issues. I am focused on ensuring that we are an administration that is focused on delivering for working class Wisconsinites, not on the labels. And whether it comes to a moratorium on data centers, raising the minimum wage, ensuring that we're investing in our public schools and taxing the wealthiest and mega corporations, ours is a campaign that continues to run on the important issues impacting Wisconsinites every day.
I couldn't say it better myself. This is the kind of candidate we need in every fucking city, every state, everywhere. We just need.
And defining yourself for voters in your home state is certainly critical. The national DSA has recently passed a platform that including things like abolishing the Senate, prisons, and ICE. You say that you don't agree with some parts of their national platform. Are you trying to
I want to see what she disagrees with.
have it both ways by embracing that label, but also backing away from some aspects of the platform?
You can do that.
So I do not have the endorsement from the national DSA and this recent platform that was released. There are issues that I disagree on, but
let me know. What are you disagreeing with?
my values and my principles are rooted in democracy, in fairness, in human rights, and ensuring that we are fixing a rigged system that doesn't put working class people first. And we are a campaign focused on the work and the workers.
So you may distance yourself from the national party, but you do consider yourself a Democratic Socialist, right?
Yes, because it allows me to make sure that the policies that we are supporting, the universal policies that will build permanent affordability, universal childcare, paid leave for all, investing in that care economy with minimum wage and raising that minimum wage and strengthening unions by.
God, she does it so well, man. She's doing it so well.
repealing Act 10. These are policies that are rooted in democratic socialism, something that our state has a deep history in. And if you look at
Yeah.
where sewer socialism was born in Milwaukee, this was a government that
Wisconsin is super woke. It has the ability to be super woke, even though it's a Midwest state. Ignore that. Ignore
sure
that.
people had everyday needs met, and things like trash pickup to making sure that our Packers, our publicly owned NFL team, these are things that progressives and Wisconsinites all across the state are proud of.
But you also
Okay, she's a Packers fan, guys. I might have to back out of my endorsement. I'm a Vikings fan, born and raised. Well, not born and raised, but I just am.
for abolishing the police and ICE. That's a piece of what that political ideology is about, too, is it not?
Well, ICE is a rogue agency and an enforcer of fascism, and I believe that it is an agency that indeed needs to be abolished. And I'm going to be a governor that is most serious about being serious about public.
I love the way she speaks. She doesn't speak. I was worried for a second there she was going to be a little bit more milquetoast on stuff. She is pretty aggressive here, and I'm really happy about how aggressive she's being, because we need people to be like this. We need people to say, well, ICE is fascistic. This government is leaning more and more to the right. We need somebody to step up and do something about it. This president's a pedophile, and we need something that the Democrats haven't been offering for 40 plus years. I'm so excited, man. If you would have talked to me like 2 months ago, I would have had less hopium in my veins about the midterms. Like significantly less hopium.
Safety, where we actually invest in our communities and we are tough on the causes in order to be tough on crime, preventing guns from being off the street, taking guns off the street, making sure we're investing in victim services, and that people who are incarcerated or work in the prisons are able to work and live with dignity.
Yep.
How would you describe yourself as being different from the views held by the Democratic Party?
I'm the only wage worker in the race, a single mom and proud daughter of immigrants. And I believe that
He's just proud mom of immigrants.
that ability to have conversations with anyone and everyone. We're campaigning in dive bars and bowling alleys and making sure that working class people who are demanding a new politics knows that they have a fighter and someone who is fighting for them and alongside them in the work to actually build a government that is a force of good.
There has been a lot of talk this year across the country in really sort of assessing where is the Democratic Party in a year where Democrats may do well based on just the nature of the political moment. Do you think the Democratic brand is a good one, or is it ready for some fixing?
We're excited to help strengthen the Democratic Party by building the big tent that we know that we can be, building durable Democratic power by fighting to make sure that we win the trifecta by having a Democratic majority in both the Assembly and the Senate. And with the bold progressive governor, I believe that we can really do the good work in making sure that we're helping working class folks improve the material conditions of their lives, whether it be with free childcare or making sure we've got fair taxes. We're investing in our rural roads and helping our farmers. These are all things that many of my Democratic colleagues and I have a shared interest in being able to actually focus on improving lives. And I think that the Democratic brand or the party, I'm most interested in making sure that folks who are a part of that party know that we can do better, and we will do better when we have a diverse coalition that is multi-generational,
This is how you get people who are old heads on board, by the way. Like, you're speaking their language right now. Like, she is... Oh, did my model freeze? Uh-oh. No, it didn't. I thought it did. Maybe it did. But yeah, you speak their language and you get to them in the front line like this, and you're like, oh, we need a diverse coalition. Even though she probably doesn't like the older Democrats, this is how you speak about them.
Zip code and multi-ethnic, and that is the coalition that our campaign is building. And I believe we've earned the excitement of voters who are often harder to reach, people who may not have voted in 2024 or differently from the Democrats. And I think that's what's exciting right now, is that this is a movement moment, and I believe that our campaign is meeting that moment, and I'm the leader to meet that moment.
And your campaign, meaning the broad contest.
You go, girl. I love you. Little heart. Little heart.
for those seeking the primary nomination is in some flux now. So let's go back to where we started. Mandela Barnes dropping out of the race. And you said to me that you weren't certain yet if you would seek his endorsement. Why is that?
I think right now we want to focus on growing our volunteer community and the people who are organizing with us. I'm incredibly proud that this campaign has already knocked 100,000 doors, that we are hosting events that are fun and joyful and that engage people in being a part of building democratic power here in our state. This is where our campaign will continue to focus on and make sure that we have the resources that we need to defeat Tom Tiffany, who is someone who supports an abortion ban. He's a pedophile protector. He is a traitor to this country by denying
back. We have back-to-back pedophile protectors, dude. Oh my God. We're just cooking over here in the DSA.
Who won the 2020 election. And Wisconsinites deserve someone who's going to put Wisconsinites first and not Trump first. Mr. Mining is the weakest candidate the Republicans could put forth. And we are focused on making sure that we have a Democratic trifecta in the legislature as well as the governor's office. And we actually focus on delivering for Wisconsinites, that we're putting them first.
So you're clearly distancing yourself against the lieutenant governor. How will you attract his voters?
I think we will focus on welcoming everyone to our movement, that our shared interests and shared values in moving the Democrats to a more progressive position, one that is building that big tent diverse coalition. And we are certain that many of the former lieutenant governor's supporters share our values and the values of Wisconsinites, which is that we work hard, we hustle, we care about taking care of ourselves and our loved ones. And I plan to be the person who is going to out hustle folks in this race and make sure that Wisconsinites know they have someone who's going to work harder for them than any other governor.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, she's fucking cooking. Like, the fact that we're getting so many progressive left-leaning Democrat or Democrat socialists that are in like such contested races too, in places where we could see a right-leaning politician instead, so good. It's so good. It's beyond energizing for me, because like this is amazing for us. We keep getting shit like this, we're gonna keep winning. Mom Donnie's doing so well not because it's New York City, because he's amazing, and he speaks to a populist, left-leaning, progressive policy system. And not to be rude or cruel or anything, but like people who are progressives at my age who are now older and still working within the Democrat Party gave up. I think a lot of them gave up. Genuinely, they didn't see the ability to push this hard, and they completely fucking gave up on the vision of the democratic socialism, or the vision of democratic socialism. And it breaks my heart, because I know they want the best, and I know all of them support these candidates. Like, but I think unfortunately a lot of them just kind of gave up and got disheartened from the ability of Democrats to do anything, or from the inability, rather. It's going to be a good midterms, guys.